Welcome to the Paige family homestead. We're in the kitchen. Moving day's coming and I need to empty the freezer, and unfortunately I found 2 bags of blueberries. This shouldn't be an unfortunate, but I can't take them with me like this. So we're gonna make blueberry jam, blueberry preserves, whatever, right? We're gonna process them. We're gonna do some hot water bathing today. My jars are in the oven. Lids and rings are in here. I'm gonna cook them up with you. I got my pot ready. I got my ingredients. Come on in. Let's make this blueberry preserve. Okay, so I'm gonna get you, honey, to come on in. I want to show some people. I'm using my old pressure canner as a hot water bath, okay? So I'm just not gonna seal it, obviously. So in here, you will see, I've got my water already starting to cook, so I'm not gonna put my hand in. I've watched a few videos of water bath canning, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. Do not put your jars in the bottom of your pot without some kind of a trivet, or use this from the canner in the bottom of your jar. Now, in the bottom of your pot. You don't want to put the glass directly on the heat source in there because they're going to jiggle. They do jiggle. It's going to be a vigorous boil, and they could crack and expel all your beautiful foods. And don't do it. Don't do it. For years and years, when I hot water bathed, I didn't have trivets. I was just a young mom, and I didn't have money for extra things like that. So what I used, and it worked, was a face cloth. And I just open it up and put it in the bottom, put my jars on top. Better that than nothing. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to ruin your foods. Maybe you're lucky. I'm not that lucky. I ain't doing it. Okay, so... Oh,
they're messy, eh?
Oh my God, stop it. I have here 8 cups of blueberries.
Minus 5.
Minus 5 blueberries?
Well, I had a little more.
Now, your blueberries are going to be better. These were from the local, well, in Napanee, they have a freezer food store.
Yeah, they grow them right in the freezer.
Yeah, but they were on sale. Regular, they're $9.99 for the bag of 8 cups. But they had them on sale marked down for, what was it, $5?
Yeah.
$6.99 and then $1 off, so $5.99. So in this, and only on medium heat, guys, okay? So that would be like a 4 to us, between a 4 and a 5. I'll gauge it by how it reacts. As a rule, they say 2 cups of fruit to 1 cup of sugar. So we got 4 cups of sugar in here. Now, we're not using pectin either, okay? So I'm just going to use natural sugars. And like, we do like our organic cane sugar, but right now I'm using what I have in the house. And
we're moving.
I can't get the cane sugar right now. So this will do. And we're going to let this cook. It's going to take a while. I'm adding 1/4 cup of real lemon.
Real lemon?
Real lemon, not lemon juice from a lemon. I can't guarantee the acidity levels. So we use the bottle of lemon juice, right? Pure lemon juice. And then in that, get you to back up a wee bit.
Okay.
Just because
of the wonderful thing she does.
See my label? Do you know what this is?
No.
No, you have to smell.
Oh.
Because it says cinnamon.
Oh, wow, invisibly?
Yeah.
So if I was an invisible man, I could see that.
You would. You goof.
Okay, yes. But I'll bump.
So that's about a 1/2 teaspoon. And then nutmeg. I'm going to go even less. About a 1/4. And then what I forgot...
Doesn't that look good?
I forgot the allspice. I do like a little bit of allspice. Not too much. I'm going to put about the same amount. A 1/4. Maybe less than a 1/4. Now all this sugar, I have it on medium. We got to keep stirring it because we don't want it to burn, right? But all this sugar is going to dissolve and it's going to turn to liquid and it's going to cook down these berries, and I can help a little bit.
I turned that down to 3 because that's...
Okay.
That 4 or 5 would burn it.
Oh, you know this element actually better than I do.
Just ask the cook of the family.
Oh, Polly! So I'll bring you back when this is all diluted. Diluted.
Whoa.
When it's all melted. We'll bring you back.
Yeah, we'll just be right back.
So the sugar is almost dissolved. It's still on medium. And I do want some chunk. This is personal preference. If you don't, put it through a food mill. Use an immersion blender, whatever. This is yours, right? Your kitchen, your rules. Just stay within the safety guidelines of doing the actual canning itself. You don't like cinnamon? Don't put cinnamon in. You don't like the nutmeg and the allspice? Don't put them in. Do put the lemon. You need the lemon for the acidity levels, and you need the sugar. You could lower the sugar a little bit, but the sugar is also your preservative. So I have lowered the sugar on some of the recipes.
Yeah.
I think for 8 cups, the lowest I've gone was maybe, I don't know, 2 3/4 or 3 cups. But I'm just going for 100% safety right now. It's safe the other way too. I just didn't think of it either. But I want to leave some of the berries in there chunked. You can see that and as they cook, I mean, these are going to be cooking vigorously. They're going to break down too, so I don't want to go too far. Wear an apron. Don't be like me, because this will ruin all your clothing.
Well, we don't care because we're moving.
Now, there's 3 ways to test this to see if it's done. There's probably more. I use 3. There's your thermometer, which I may or may not have packed, and there is your...
Andy.
What are you doing for this?
Well, I can taste it to tell you if it's good.
No. I'm not tasting to see if it's good. We know it's good.
Then what are you doing?
As it cooks down, okay, we're going to want it to boil to the point on medium that it's cooking down the sugars and breaking up the berries, and it's going to reach 220 degrees to get to the gel stage, okay?
Okay, but how do we know if it's any
just
good?
a minute. You just be patient, little man. Or we have spoons already in the freezer, metal spoons, and 3 dinner plates, sandwich plates in the freezer, saucers. And I'll show you that trick as we come. But now this could boil and come up, right? So as it starts to boil, I'm going to leave it alone and do its thing. I'm not going to stir it as vigorously or as much because the sugar will have diluted. We want it to cook down. We want to reduce it. We want to thicken it up. I'm only going to stir it periodically, make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom when it gets to that point. But I will bring you back for the vigorous boil, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah. And if it does get to the boil point where it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to come out of the pot.
Right here. This is how I can tell if it's... I got excited on the spoon.
When it starts to rise up, all you have to do is just like pick it up a little bit off the heat or stir it, and it'll go back down. So we'll bring you back for that. Is this what you needed to taste?
Yes, this is what we should all taste, because I'll tell you a second here. You're gonna love this.
Was there any doubt? We'll bring you back when we got this boiling. So as you can see, it's starting to boil. I've had a viewer ask me, well, what's a rolling boil? This is not a rolling boil, because if I stir it, I can stir it down. A rolling boil is one that you cannot stir down. As you stir, it's going to keep right on rolling, and that's what we're looking for. And as it comes to that, I'm going to let it do its own thing and just stir it periodically, not all the time. I want the sugars to thicken this up. I want the pectin, natural pectin inside the fruit to help thicken it up, so that means reducing and that means boiling. So I'm gonna do that dance. When it gets to a vigorous rolling boil, I'll bring you back.
Okay.
So I found one, a thermometer, not the favorite one. Must have packed it. I know it's not done, but I wanted you guys to get a look, because the newbies here are going to be like, well, how do I know? It's boiling pretty good. How do I know when it's done? Like I said, 220. And right now, sorry, I'm only at just over 180. So it's got a little ways to go. And I can also tell that it's not finished. Just as you do it, you'll learn. I can tell by the feel. I can see here it's starting to crinkle. Can you see that in the camera?
Yep.
And that means we're close. But like I said, it's about just over 180. And you'll know by the feel. You will know. And there is a spoon test. I'll get one. I know it's not ready, but I will show you.
This is a spoon test.
No, this is. I have a frozen spoon. You can see it.
Right.
So what I'm looking for is to be able to draw my finger through and it not close in. See how it closed in? Right here, that line.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I drew a line. See how it's closing in down
Yep,
here?
Yep.
Okay.
So that means
On the
it's not
back, it's still a little, it's like a syrup right now. See how that's dropping down?
Yep.
So that's not ready. So
Okay.
we're going to let it go, and I'll bring you back when it's ready, and I'll show you the different methods you can use to see. There's also the cold plate in there. We'll show you that as we get closer. Bringing you back just to show you. It's at 200. So knowing it's at 200, let's have a look and see what it looks like. Just going to give it a light stir. We're letting it do its own thing, right? Ooh, look at the fog. So we're going to let it go a little bit more. And I'm going to keep checking it every few minutes. It's almost done. Look how much it's cooked down. Oh, it smells so good, guys. See if, okay, so we're done. I don't know, can you see that red line in the camera itself? And
I don't know.
maybe a different angle. It's showing 220.
Yeah, 220.
Okay, so it took quite a while too, guys. Like, this isn't a 20-minute boil, okay? Here's my frozen spoon. My dog is barking at the neighbor. It's still pulled in. Let it drip off. Oh, yeah, look. See the tracing? Look at the drip. See, it's like blop.
Yeah.
It doesn't drop fast. Blop. You want blop. That is going to set. Look at that. Oh yeah. Because don't forget, it gets thicker as it chills too, as it cools down.
That's true.
So let me get that spoon. Another way is to put it onto a frozen plate and stick that in the freezer for 15 minutes, and it should have all kinds of wrinkles and stuff on it. But I know it's done, so I'm not going to wait 15 minutes and then come back and say, okay, it's done. So, oh, look at, you got sample plates, Andy.
Awesome.
So I've already got my rings and my lids in water.
Right.
I'm going to heat them up. And I've got my pot of hot water. It's important, and my
Right.
jars have been
Sterilized.
sterilizing. Put the lid on right. In the oven at 225 for 15-20 minutes, actually probably longer. I can turn that off. So I'm going to set up for the next stage, which is going to be putting it, you snuck some, which is putting it in the jars, and then we're going to water bath it. So we'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm only going to bring you in for like 3 jars. If we were doing a full session with half-pint jars or hot, then it would only be a 5-minute process in the hot water bath canner. Remember, with the water 2 inches above the jars. However, we're using mainly pints. So it's 10 minutes for a hot water bath when you're using pints. Now, if we're using pints and half pints, what do you think we're going to process at? We're going to process at the highest time. So if there's a 10-minute jar in that water bath, we're doing it for 10 minutes. It's not going to kill that other little jar, okay?
How far from the top?
Right about an inch to a half inch is good. Boom. Get it over.
An inch to a half. Okay, I see, yeah.
Now I have another recipe to do. Same one. Sorry, another batch to do up. But never double batch your jams or jellies or preserves. They kind of sometimes don't work. And I don't know the science behind it. I don't pretend to. I was told not to and I don't. Some things I listen.
Okay.
Let me just get this in here with the pot liquor.
Nummy, nummy,
I don't
nummy,
want to
nummy,
mess
nummy, nummy.
any of this stuff. So this got me 2 pint jars, okay? So if I was, when we cooked it down, this is
Wow.
pure goodness. This is power food stuff.
Yeah, it's a superfood.
Yeah. So if I was using jelly jars right here, I would have got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Would have got
Right.
me 4. This one's not quite full. We'll probably use this one up in the fridge, but I'm gonna water bath it anyway.
Yeah. We'll use that one first.
Kind of silly doing a run with just 2 jars, but is what it is. Now, don't forget, clean cloth or paper towel. That's white vinegar I have here. Just going to wipe the top of my rim, make sure that it is clean so it does not interfere with the seal of any kind. Put my lids on. Oops. Don't do what Peggy did. Don't forget,
Oh,
it
you
is
gotta bubble.
liquid. Yeah, you should debubble. I mean, it's fine if you don't, just liquidy, but you should. Get in that habit. It's such a habit for me. I realized, oh, I didn't do it. So I get to do all this again, guys. And repeat for my next 2 jars. Typically, I would have preferred to do them all in half pints because who doesn't mind giving away a half pint to a friend or family member, right?
Well, now we can't, right, huh?
Well, no, I packed them.
Oh.
Aren't you glad?
There we go.
And if you don't take it to the 220 degrees, I'm just going to make sure it's finger tight, then you're going to have a syrup, which is no failure, topped over top of a cake or
Ice cream.
ice cream
The
or...
water's not deep enough.
No, because I thought I'd have more jars.
Oh, okay.
So when that happens,
What do you do now, Peg?
well, you got to top it up. It has to be the 2 inches above the jars.
Yeah.
1 inch to 2 inches. If it's a really quick water bath, then I would say 1 inch is okay. But when you get into those longer ones, for sure the 2 inches.
That one's bubbling.
Yeah, I'm not done. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
air coming out,
Okay.
right? Because we don't
yeah.
tighten it. We only
True.
finger tighten it. So I'm going to top that up, probably a full kettle, okay? Just to get it up there about the inch above. And then when the water starts, that's not boiling. You don't start your timer with that. That's air expressing out of the jar.
Right.
When it starts to boil, that's when I'm going to start my time. So I'm going to add more water and then wait for it to boil and then start my timer for 10 minutes and then I'll bring you back.
Okay.
Okay, have a look. There's your boil. Okay, that's your boil. So 10 minutes and we'll be back.
Okay.
Just leaving it in a jar. Okay, so the timer's gone off. I lost my cameraman. You can see it's still boiling away in there. I'm gonna shut it off. I'm gonna leave the lid ajar. It was closed. I'm now going to leave it ajar. I'm gonna leave it like that for maybe 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna take it off and bring the jars out and we'll come back. Okay, so I've got one out. I'm doing this with my left hand. I just wanted to show you. You're going to bring it straight up. There's water on the top of the jar. It's going to be so tempting to tip it and get it off. Please don't. Leave the jar straight And you want them at least 2 inches apart. And you're just, that water's gonna just disappear. It's gonna evaporate. Look at that. See that jar that's open? As soon as it cools, I'll just put that in the fridge. That'll be handy. So this other one is going in the pantry. Well, I'm lying. I'm gonna leave the ring on because normally I would let it sit for 24 hours. Then I would take the ring off, wash the jar, make sure it's sealed. See, listen to it popping. And I would take the ring off and put it in the pantry. But we're moving. All my jars are getting rings, wrapped in newspaper, and packed standing up straight. No tipping. Lots of boxes. So, as you can see, yeah, we're packing. No, Christmas stuff hasn't been out all this forever. I brought it down so we can pack it up. So we're busy. So it was a success. The water's clear. No reason why it wouldn't. And look what we have. No additives. No Cerdo. Just your sugar and your berries. Don't be afraid to can. Remember, give us a thumbs up. How do you do? Down below in the comments. Subscribe and share. Thank you kindly. We'll see you again tomorrow.